Welcome to Basketball Heads Live. I'm your host, Glenn Poole Harding. And tonight, we have a very special guest. This basketball head comes straight out of Southside Jamaica, Queens. This Hilcrest high school great and all-city performer from the class of 1978 and 79. Word on the street, he was a walking bucket. He would get his early training in basketball fundamentals from legendary Brooklyn coach Gil Reynolds. May he rest in peace. Once this basketball head put it all together, he was able to dominate at Hilcrest. After graduation, he attended Rutgers University and became part of one of the greatest teams in Rutgers University history. His 1982-83 Rutgers Knights was the last team to win an NCAA tournament game, and that has not been done ever since. After his college basketball days were over, this basketball head began an extensive 25-year coaching career and has played a crucial role in over 68 players, receiving scholarships in major programs and professional careers overseas, including 5 in the NBA. Now this basketball head serves as head coach at Brookdale College in New Jersey. Oh yeah, he looking for a few girl ballers. Without further ado, help me welcome to the show, Hilcrest High School great and Rutgers University standout, and now head coach at Brookdale College. Let's all welcome my guy, Coach Rich Brunson.
Y'all ready? Yeah. You have just stepped into the world of chaos. Where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. East Coast, go hard. West Coast, go hard. Midwest, go hard. Dirty. Hurry up, everybody, get online, buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.
What's going on, my guy?
How you feeling, brother? How you making out?
I'm doing well. Highly blessed and favored, my brother.
Hey, man, look, man, they say you're doing it better than the first take, my man.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
Looking good.
Thank you.
Hey,
You got your guy, Rich Combs, in the building.
hey, real quick.
Always supporting. I appreciate you, Rick, for making this happen.
No doubt.
What up, Spice? Spice Gilpatrick in the building. So I want to jump right into this because I know you got your workouts going on right now. Who introduced you to the game?
Oh, man. Hey, before we even get started, man, let me give a shout out to my man Rick, man, because when Rick told me about you, man, and it would be a great thing to broadcast what I'm doing. Hey, without that key, man, this car ain't starting. So big up my man Rick Combs, man, for bringing us together.
Facts.
No doubt.
No doubt.
How it started for me? Oh, man. I want to say probably, Glenn, maybe the 4th or 5th grade, brother, at PS40 in Jamaica, Queens, Southside. And me and a couple of my friends, man, Derek Hawkins and Tyrone Edwards, we were thick as thins, man. So what happened was we made our first 5th grade team. I remember that. And basketball was just love for us, man. It was like, it was in the neighborhood. The OGs raised us. So it was pretty much like, I was like a buffer. Like in the movie The Godfather, I was a buffer. So I just sat down, and when the ball rolled out, the OGs said, hey, go get it. Or if the ball went on the track, Long Island Railroad track, we jumped up and got the basketball. But more importantly, I look back on it, it was just really a learning lesson watching the older heads. And I think kids today don't really learn basketball by watching. There's too much videos right now. But back then, we sat back, we watched them play, and we learned. So it was a good experience. So I would say about
man. Yeah. And you know what's so crazy, right? I got a few guys that grew up in 40, and I'm from Brooklyn, right? So when I looked on the sign, it says South Jamaica houses.
Yeah.
And I'm going, yo, he was going, nah, yo, G, the majority of everybody who lived in South Jamaica houses went to PS40.
Absolutely, absolutely.
He said that's where all the park jams were. That's where we held the neighborhood functions.
Yes.
So I was like, oh shit. So it just naturally became 40 projects.
Right.
Right? You just put it all together.
And you know what, man? It was like a city within a city. So, you know, from that 5th grade moment, man, you know, I was introduced by my brother playing basketball, watching those guys, like I said. And then it transformed to junior high school, where it's only 2 grades, 7th and 8th. And from there, you know, my first tournament was probably, I want to say citywide. Montebello Park.
Citywide. Yo, first of all, let's salute. I need to find out who started that tournament, because a lot of us benefited from that tournament.
I don't know who started.
And where did your tournament take place at? In Queens? Was it in Queens?
At Montebello Park.
The Bello.
Bello. That's where it started, man. It was a guy by the name of Howie and Mr. Alexander. That's all I knew. I was in my project playing ball behind the houses, and these 2 guys walked through, and they watched us for about a half hour. And they came up to us and said, hey, man, you guys are pretty good. You want to play on the team? And we was like, sure. And I'll never forget that, man. He gave me the address, and my dad took me, and that was it, man. Montebello Park. Probably about 12 years old. That's where it started.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's one of the parks that I visited. I visited a few parks. Soul in the Hole, Rucker, 145th and Lenox.
Ooh.
I even went down the block to Boise yesteryear.
Now, I'm going to tell you something. After Montebello, when things took off, it was almost as if Brooklyn baptized me, because I met the Godfather. Gil Reynolds. And after that, man, it was just like, it got crazy for me. I was playing in parts I never even heard of. Roberto Clemente, the BRP,
Right.
You know, all we knew back then, man, put the phone up and Gil Reynolds was giving us addresses how to take the train. Take the train ahead or 1 train ahead. And when you came out, you was right there and you balled. So we had those 4 days, man. Those 4 games on Saturday morning, the Blacktop, at the Rucker when I was 13. It just got crazy, man. So it was like, you weren't really about the accolades back then, because you got better every week, because everybody wasn't about who made this, who made that. Everybody was giving it to you. And where you came from, you knew everybody moved. So your homeboys were just like the starter. You knew
Right.
to do. But when you went to Brooklyn or the Bronx, it was different. You had to figure it out. And that's what I think a lot of New York ball players got better at, just playing against different talent. And nonstop, the speed, 100 miles an hour. And it's just, hey, man, New York is beautiful.
Yes, man. I want to salute Paul Scurry, who's in the building.
My man Scurry.
You know, yes, definitely. You know, some of the things that we went through as youngsters, you know, it was like a rite of passage, playing with the older guys, waiting your turn.
Oh.
You know, we talk about this all the time. Knowing if you lose, you may not get on the court unless you was good, and prove to the OGs you deserve a second chance. If not, you might as well pack it up.
Hey, Glenn, I don't know how you came up, but this is what happened to me. You had to wait your turn. So you sat there for about 3-4 months watching the OGs, and then when one guy wouldn't make it, they look at you and say, okay, young boy, come on. Then they got in that huddle and say, don't you shoot that ball. And you be like, what?
Right.
All you do is pass the ball to us. And I'm like, okay, I could do that. But that one time, man, I was open. I said, man, I'm shooting this rock. And that ball went in. They was like, okay, he ready. So that's how it was.
Right.
Because you got to understand.
That's that process.
One of the biggest families in Queens, the Edwards family. You know, garbage and so.
Hold on, we talking about Doug Edwards' family. We talking about Doug Edwards and Ron Edwards.
Yeah, right there. Matter of fact, you know, Dave Edwards, rest his soul. You know, his uncle's to this day my best friend, Bo Edwards, played at Jackson.
Wow.
So that whole crew back there, man, the Edwards family, Big Dave, Cowhead, Rob, you know, and Van Bruin. Just watching those guys in action, man, was like you know, front row. So that was my real first lesson watching the OGs, guys like Tony Brown, Stand Up Man. Then you had guys you didn't even know their names. You just know the nicknames. Spider, you know.
Yeah, right. That's so true.
Yeah.
That's so true.
You know the nicknames.
And I want to go back for a few.
Yeah.
And I want to go back for a minute because you mentioned coming to Brooklyn. And me and my guys from Brooklyn, we always have this big thing about guys from other boroughs not coming to Brooklyn and play. And those who do come to Brooklyn, they kind of benefit when they go back to their neighborhood.
No doubt.
Right?
No doubt.
But hearing that you was doing that early on changes everything. And see, this is, you know, how you ended up being one of the best players, being all city, because you wasn't just stuck in your neighborhood.
I think, you know, from junior high school and, you know, rest in soul, Chuck Granby, that was one of the schools I was going to go to because by right, I grew up in the project and all my boys, Bo Edwards, Derek Hawkins, Derek Germany, all those guys went to Jackson. And they was like, yo, how come you ain't coming with us? So my older brother was like, you know, Hilcrest was brand new. He was 3 years old. He said, listen, man, you need to go to Hilcrest. You make a name for yourself. If you go to Jackson, you know, you're going to be like, you're going to play freshman team first, then graduate to JV, then varsity. So I went to Hilcrest, made varsity my freshman year, and played the OGs, Anthony Samuels, Dana Mitchell, all those guys. So I took a good route. But if I went to Jackson, things would have been different, I thought.
Yeah, you had probably been another horse in the stable, you know, waiting your turn, and at Hilcrest, you know, you get to write your own story.
And I tell you,
a lot of kids don't think like that. A lot of kids want to go where the hype is. They want to go to wins are. And something I remember, who was it? Corey Homicide Williams.
Ooh,
right? I had him on during season 1. And he said, yo, G, when I went out to Rutgers, I made sure I was on the weakest teams.
Ooh.
Right? Because dudes is going to play with the hype. If I play with the weakest team, I get all the shots. I get all the shine.
Right. No,
I get to make and write my own story.
Yes.
And now he's the Stephen A. Smith of Australia basketball.
Absolutely. You know what?
Creating your own niche, similar to what you did.
You know, going to Hilcrest, it was like making that team as a freshman was good, but all my homeboys was like at another school, but it was good. It taught me a lot because I tell you, man, my sophomore year is when it took off. I started varsity, and by the time I was a junior, senior, what lifted my game, I started getting double teamed every game. So when you're getting double teamed the whole season, every game, brother, come on. And you stopping 28-30, come on, what is it?
So hold on. In your junior and senior year, you averaged 28 and 30?
I didn't average 28-30. I think I averaged 22 my junior year. I actually averaged less my senior year because the scholarship was already in the bag my junior year. So I want to take care of the homeboys on my team because they didn't get no scholarships yet. So, you know how it is back home.
Wow.
Yo, Rich, man, look, you already set. Look at my brother like that. So that's what it was. My junior year, I was already set. So my senior year, I put it in third gear and just cruise a little bit.
Wow. Salute to my guy, Al Rich, in the building. We're going to make that happen soon. So when you was coming up, who was the best player in the neighborhood?
In the neighborhood or New York?
We're gonna get to there. We're going to get to New York. But right now, we just talking about in your area where you live.
In my project, the best is, I'm going with that guy R&B, man, Rich Brunson. I got to go with him. Now, if you say...
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Did you come up with Vern Fleming?
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Now, I remember going to the Queens Boulevard, the Lost Battalion, me and my boys, like I said, from Jackson, we about maybe 14, and Howie and Mr. Alexander took us there and said, we're going to play against these other kids. They're pretty good. We ain't worried about none of that. We said, all right, let's see what's up. We get to the Lost Battalion, and these guys, man, On that way back home, we ain't say a word to each other. These guys beat us by like 25, 30. So a couple years later, when we all met up again, that's who it was. It was Vic Fleming, Vern Fleming, Gene Waldron, and to this day, we're good friends, man. But that was the introduction. And I said,
woo, woo,
hey, listen,
yo.
Frank Mickens it was crazy. But those guys, you could tell, they had a different style than us. They were a little more seasoned. They played together well. We were a little more conservative, coming from, but it was like, that was the first whooping I got that I ain't come out for a whole week. I stayed in the house, bro. I was like, man, I can't believe that happened to me. But,
yo, this is crazy. Yo, Vern Fleming, we need to get him on the show.
Oh, no
bro,
doubt.
he is one of the most underrated. He's one of the most underrated players in NBA history.
No doubt.
And listen, during all his 12 seasons, he never received a tech.
I know. Hey, look, very humble brother, did big things. I can tell you a million stories, man, because like I said, when I got baptized by Brooklyn, man, that was like my second family, because I played with all those guys from that point on, with Vic, Gary Springer, Vern, Sidney Green, downtown Freddie Brown. We all got together, man, played that Brooklyn USA team, went down to Baltimore and Ohio, and I was the only Queens guy, man. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Wow. C Boogie said Big Mac McMillan from Holy Cross.
Oh man, Glenn Mack. I think his hands are bigger than Dr. J.
Yes, I know Glenn McMillan. Yes.
I think his hands were bigger than Dr. J's, I think.
Yes.
Because Glenn,
definitely. I remember Glenn McMillan. He had the biggest hands. He could cover your face.
Come on, man.
I was a young boy. Yeah, definitely. Glenn McMillan.
The original Globetrotter.
Wow.
Yeah, Glenn had those big hands, man. He's a hold it and fake the ball like that to you. Yeah, he was crazy with that. And you can't forget my man from Matter Christie, Phil Smith, the New Mexico.
Yeah, definitely.
You had little Phil Smith. You had my man from Mount Vernon, Rodney McCray. We met up in an All-Star game in Buffalo. Who else? Man, it was like all those guys I rubbed shoulders with. I was glad. I know I'm going ahead of myself, but that 83.
It's all good. It's all good.
That 83 year, my senior year at Rutgers, when things were, the doors were shutting, I was just happy to see all those guys that I was rubbing shoulders with go to that draft. Greg Hines, my man Kevin Williams from St. John's, my boy Stu Granger. I was just happy to see those names in that draft that year. It was crazy.
Yes. Yeah. Let me tell you a story about Kevin Williams. My first time seeing Kevin Williams and Sam Worthington play.
Ooh.
Playing at City College. And Sam gets the ball, and he's dribbling between his legs, coming up court. And the announcers just telling everybody, just scream, Sam, Sam. So every time we yell Sam, he just threw it between his legs. And Kevin Williams reached. He shook Williams.
I already know what happened.
Threw it behind his back. Kev slipped. His Pumas came off. I'll never forget this. Spinning at half court.
Yeah.
Sam Worthington goes down, spin the ball on his finger, roll it down his arm, and throw it behind his neck to Ken Bannister. Ken Bannister catches it with one hand and throws it down. The bleachers just emptied out to the floor. One of the most craziest things I've ever seen in my life. And it happened in 1985.
Wow. I tell you, man, this basketball world, man, is crazy. It goes full circle. And I'm just blessed, man, to be able to rub shoulders with guys. And even today, I'm meeting guys now that I played with years ago, but didn't really have a relationship.
Right.
Like I'm like about maybe a year ago, I'm back in BRC playing the 15 over league, and see my boy Freddie Brown, all them, and Larry Washington. I'm seeing those guys, man. So it was like this. It's just good, man, to see that and the love and what you're doing is special too. So
thank you, man. Appreciate you.
But me and Kevin, man, we go back a long way. Me and Kevin actually met on my very first college visit.
We gonna get there, but we gonna get there. But because we gonna go through all the colleges you visited, everything. right? Did you have any mentors growing up? Was anybody in the neighborhood, you know, there looking out for you, guiding you along the way?
The OGs, the old heads. You know, those are guys who never made the NBA, probably didn't get a D1 scholarship or anything, but those were the guys who started for me, at least. And like I said, I was a buffer. I sat there. I knew I couldn't get in the games. So I sat in that bench watching them sometimes 3-4 hours, just watching them. And for me, I think that helped my game mentally because it wasn't more athleticism, but I was more mental part of the game was working for me. From watching those guys and just analyzing everything they did. And by the time it started getting dark and they left, then I had about 10 minutes to do everything I can before I go upstairs.
That's right. That's right.
So I did
Wow.
I did 3 hours of work in about 10, 15 minutes, you know. So it was, I got to say the old heads, man. So, you know, God bless Abadab from 40 Project. I mean, you know, and like I said, the Edwards family, watching those older guys, man, play, you know, because back then, you know, I came from a strict household, so it wasn't like I could venture off to different boroughs and watching other guys, or you know, my mother ran a tight ship, so the only ball I really saw was right there in the neighborhood, and as I got older, like I said, Brooklyn embraced me, and the rest was history.
So what year did you meet the legendary coach Gil Reynolds? What year was that?
Oh man, Gil Reynolds had to be. You know, us OGs, man, you got to give us a minute because, you know, we remember.
Take your time. Take your time, fam.
It had to be, let me see. Let me take you back a little bit because I do remember when I left junior high school at ISC, that's when the St. John's era started, where they had a summer camp. And I remember going to St. John's like about maybe 70, 74, 75, and meet the legendary Lou Carnesecca as a camper. And that whole starting five, that team back then was my first glimpse of watching college basketball. St. John's was like the college team for us.
Yes, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So you had guys like Frank Alasia, Beaver Smith, Ed Searcy, you know, all those guys, man, was like just watching them every day. The camp play, when camp was over, was like the start. And then after that, you know, I met Gil Reynolds, and from there, he just took us all over New York, playing everywhere. And I don't think we lost maybe 2 games the whole summer, because it was different guys with different boroughs. You had me, you had Sidney Green, you had Fred Brown, you had Larry Smith. So it was a
you naming these guys like they just regular. Slow down, please.
I'm telling you, man,
Brother, these names is crazy.
Hey, listen, he would have us playing at West 4th Street at 8 in the morning. Then we go to the subway. Next thing you know, you out in Brooklyn, go to Clemente Park, another game. And then you had the Rutgers game 3 hours later. It was crazy. And I'll never forget this. I tell the story a lot. Saturday morning, we at the Rutgers. It's an 8 o'clock game. And there's one guy sitting in the bleachers by himself. I'm sorry, 2. One guy had a beard. And it was, I don't know if you remember the show, but it was called The Monsters with your grandpa.
Yeah, I got a story about him too. Go ahead.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay, he's a big basketball fan. So, let me see now. So grandpa sitting there with a white beard, and next to him was a guy who looked a little bit like you. And guess who he was?
Who's that?
Like I said before now, we don't know name, we know nickname, right? Okay, I'm gonna give you the nickname. Freddy's Dead in the Superfly movie.
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking about. I don't know the actor's name, but yes.
And he had a dark sheeky on and everything from the movies. And I was like, and it was crazy, man. But we had guys like that, man, that we saw on TV, like Kojak with the lollipop. He came out
right.
of the man. It was like, you know, that was New York. That was New York. So we had fun, man.
Well, listen, I'm in New Hampshire. My senior year playing at MCI Prep School. We playing in some tournament in New Hampshire. Me and my guy, Perry Carter, and Roger Lewis. We was kind of the three best players. For some reason, we had caught talking.
Right, right.
And I hear someone goes, Harding, Carter, Lewis, here.
Yeah.
He's waving. It's a lot of people, we don't know who's calling.
Right.
He comes onto the floor, cigar and all. We was like, oh shit, took for the Monsters.
Yeah.
We had no clue that he was a big basketball fan. And he was dealing with 3 chicks.
Right.
He had to be already like 60-something already.
Yeah.
He had 3 young things with him.
Basketball legend, man. You're a legend.
Let me tell you, Pete, you have no idea who's watching you.
Right. Absolutely. That's real talk. Absolutely.
And he made an impression on me. Crazy. 1987. Never forget it. In New Hampshire.
Back then you had, it's almost as if that era, and I compare it to now, whereas we had about 8 or 10 different voices in our heads.
Yes.
But now, these kids today, they got 8, 10 voices, but they go in these circles. Because you got 3 trainers, uncle over here showing me, AAU coach showing me this. So it's too much to juggle unless you're that A1 prime B player. But today, man, it's just, these kids, man, they just need 1 or 2 voices, man. Stick to your routine. And it's almost easy now to get a scholarship than back in my day because nobody's really working hard.
I don't know, bro. I don't think a kid who made 2nd, 3rd team all city and he's going to Rutgers.
Absolutely.
That's not happening. Listen, Rolando Blackman, 2nd team all city or 3rd team, similar. He went to Kansas State. That's not happening today. A kid who's making 1st team all city probably not going to Kansas State.
Right.
It's a whole different ball game. So listen, I was doing some research on Queens a couple of years ago, and there was, I don't know how familiar you are, I'm going a little off track on basketball, but it all makes sense. During the time of the early 70s, with a guy named Pop Freeman, who got in trouble in Harlem and moved to South Jamaica.
What's his name?
Pop Freeman.
Okay.
He's a gangster.
Okay.
Or was. Old time, he was down with, with the mob, whatever, got in trouble in Harlem and moved to South Jamaica. And that's when the numbers and the heroin kind of changed the dynamics of what South Jamaica was. Right? How was South Jamaica when you was growing up as a kid?
It was rough. It was rough. But the basketball gods and the OGs, they embraced me. I was like the golden child. But it was rough. I saw a lot of things. And, it was a lot of my friends are here today.
Right.
But it was one of those things, man, where basketball was an outlet for me. And, father worked 2 jobs, mother was home. And I was good in school, and basketball was my outlet, man. But it was as far as the neighborhood, I wasn't afraid of it. Cause like I said, I was that guy, So they took care of me, I mean
That's real.
From the guy who had all the money, from the guy who was leaning on the corner. When he saw me, it was like, he woke up, So he was like, protect this kid right here. So it was a lot of love for me, So it was. But now,
this ball did that for you.
Yes.
You didn't have to knock anybody out.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have to sell drugs, right? You didn't have to hold the gun for the dude. You just had to be consistent in doing this.
Right.
And giving other people hope.
I'll tell you what, it was, one thing that was negative, it was like, when those envelopes started coming in the mailbox from them schools, parents kept saying, well, when we gonna meet the coach? And I was like, well, I don't know. They might not want to come here. I mean, they sent the envelopes, but well, I want to meet them. So it was that kind of thing too. They were, you know, they would.
If they came to your crib, they were serious. If they came to your house,
oh man, yeah.
listen. Ephraim Whitehead, who used to play at Grady, he said, "Gee, my mother knew Jack Ringle was serious about me going to Grady. He was getting recruited in 8th grade.
Wow.
He was one of the top 8th graders, him, Rob Phelps, and Lawrence Bud Pollard, those three in Brooklyn."
Right, right.
He said when Jack Ringle came to his home, he knew he was serious. And that led to him saying that about his college coach. If his college, the dude who wanted to recruit him came to his neighborhood, he had a shot at getting him.
Wow. I tell you what, man.
Hold on for a sec.
Go ahead.
Hold on for a sec. Sorry about that.
You good? You good?
Yeah. My artist can't come tonight, but he makes sure that you got your picture. So,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? We good on that.
Giving out goodies too, huh?
Huh?
Giving out goodies, huh? Okay.
That's what we do, man. That's what we do. We spread the love. That's what we try to do. So, who are some of the guys that was in your team on Hilcrest? Let's show them some love tonight.
Ben Gibson, Ben Gardenhire, Tyrone Stewart, Hector Garcia. You know, we had an all-around team. You know, we held our own and played a pretty good team. I mean, you had the Springfield was in there. You had teams like Van Buren was tough. August Martin. You know, and it was, to be honest, I think the toughest team for me was probably maybe Cardoza and probably Springfield. But like I said, G, I didn't really get a lot of smoke, man. It was like I was giving it to him. You know what I mean? It was like, even though, because I too much, it was nothing you can do for me. So it was more or less like they taught me how to overcome the double team. So like I told you earlier, I'm getting double teamed every game.
Right.
And so when you understand the game and you playing against double teaming, not that you ain't taking every shot, but you making sure you deliver to the right guy at the right time and you understand everybody's movement. So that game was like second nature, man. I was seeing beyond what they were seeing. So like I said, my senior year, I put it in third gear because I had the scouts already a lot. I was trying to help my homies out on the team get theirs off because, you know, I was like, all right, if I'm good, let me help you get yours. But you gotta hold your own too. You know, so it was like, you know, it was tough. It was tough.
Man, listen, you held it down and you was able to still do what you need to do on the next level. A lot of guys become selfish and become so self-absorbed that they still want to get that 40 and 50 just to prove to everybody that they're the best, even though they already got their scholarship.
You said something smart earlier when you said you don't have to do everything. You don't have to do everything. So that was another lesson for me. Like you said, in your college choice, you don't have to be at that top 10 school. A scholarship is a scholarship, brother. That $20 bill is the same book over there as it is over here. So you've been playing all your life since you was 5th grade. Now you want to go somewhere and you're going to sit on the bench?
Right.
So my thing was, look.
That's crazy.
Like I said.
That's crazy, y'all.
Yeah, so it was you know, it was a learned decision. And I use that today with the kids, man. It's not about winning the game. It's about how you look. Because these coaches, at the end of the day, they're more concerned with the product. Probably gotta be right. That's it.
Right, right. This is crazy. Hold on for 1 sec. Somebody keep knocking on my door.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
So,
You guys
right. So,
all right.
my bad, people. My bad. Had to step out away from the camera for a bit, but I'm back. So, who was your toughest competition? What school gave y'all the most problems?
Hold on a second.
All right.
We'll be in touch, right?
Okay. Talk to you later, baby.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, be good.
Orlando Turner, Springfield Gardens, Otis Fall. What up? What up? Yeah. So, what team?
Orlando. My man. That's my man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who was your toughest competition out there?
Those twins over there in Springfield was tough. Robert and Trevor Jackson. Yeah, they gave
Really?
it was tough. You know, that was the first original Queens Twin Towers.
Wow.
You got those twins over there. You taking me back now, okay? You have my homie from the project, Greg Fraction, over there at Cardozo. He was tough. And I can't forget my two best friends, Tyrone Edwards and Derek Hawkins. They were the Jackson, where I should have went with them. So we played them once a year in Thanksgiving Classic. That was always standing room only. Everybody hanging from the rafters watching that game.
Right.
You had
well, if you went to Jackson, you would have been one of the three. You go to Hilcrest, you are the one. Two guys chase you all over the court.
Yeah, we would have did a lot of damage over there. They did work though, but you know, when Grammy, you gotta understand, Grammy recruited us three in the 5th grade. We was at PS40 in the 5th grade. That first team we made, because he already had the Edwards older brother.
Right.
He already had those guys already, so he knew of the young crop coming up under. So he came to the PS40, 5th grade, and was like, okay, I'm gonna see you guys in a couple of years. And he followed us to junior high school, ISA. But like I said, that one decision, man, my brother said, listen, man, you need to go to Hilcrest. So I just went the other way. But I tell you, man, Grammy was still like a father to me. We still had a
Yeah, he was my coach at Empire State Games. He's a very good man. And my artist, Jamel Powell, played for Coach Grammy.
Oh, you played Empire State Games?
Yeah, of course. I played Empire State Games 5 years, my man. I played 1 high school year, and I played 4 open years. Let me tell you, my first open year. Okay? You ready for this? Myself, Ross Strickland, Derek Chivas, Boo Harvey, Dwayne Shake Martin, from above the rim, Down Middleton, Prime Minister Pete Nice.
Wow.
Yes, the rapper who played at Columbia, right? Go figure.
Wow.
Did you play?
Say it again?
Did you play Empire State Games?
Well, I was waiting till you finish, but I ain't wanna interrupt you, but man, look, I was shaking my head because remember I told you this now, I had a little strict upbringing, right? My mother and father had a tight grip on me. So I think that weekend, they had like a weekend tryout. And I didn't do my chores that weekend. So I went to the first tryout, did my thing. I was a shoo-in. But that second and third tryout, my mom was like, she wasn't going for it. You ain't going. So all that trip, and my best friend Derek, he made it. And he came back with the bags and the jackets and everything. I was like, oh, man.
It was like going to the Olympics. It gave you that feeling, right? If you never made it to the Olympics, the Empire State Games next best thing.
When he came back with all that apparel and the trophies, man, I was so sick, man. I was like, but it taught me a lesson. Do your damn chores.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things I miss
That's real.
today, man. I still, give thanks to the Almighty Father, man, that I was still blessed to make it through that neighborhood, that raised me, and I made great decisions along the way. and met some beautiful guys, man. This basketball is international as well as interstate, man. You meet a lot of people. It can take you a lot of ways. You know, I mean, to the league, to coaching, to whatever. So it's
Right.
I've been blessed, brother.
Wow. So this is what I'm gonna do, right? It's crazy. Everybody's calling me at this time. I don't know why. All right, so
My man said we did.
hold on 1 second. Yeah.
You right, y'all did double team. Yeah, I ain't forget. No
What
doubt.
happened?
Now I'm reading the comments here.
Oh, okay. So
What's up, family?
we were looking at some of the guys that you came out with, that class. You sent me that article, right? We talking about
What?
oh yeah, crazy. We talking about Richie Gordon,
Woo.
Sidney Green, Billy Goodwin, Nate Sims, Maurice Sanford, who I hear was a total beast.
Come on, man. Keep bringing it.
Gary Springer, Anthony Brown. Now, is that Cosell Brown?
Yes.
Anthony Brown. Wow, that's crazy. Eugene Waldron.
Ooh.
Pete Aguilar, Dexter Young, Richie Brunson, Nigel Wallace, Terrence Lacewell, Ball Williams, Robbie Brown, Derek Hawkins, and Kevin Williams.
Hey, listen, man. Like I said, we weren't even about the accolade. We were just about rubbing the shoulders and getting better. Every way you turn, it was talent. It was talent, brother. It was.
Listen, yes. Talk about it. Let's talk about it right now. Because I think the whole ranking thing is getting out of hand. And I think sometimes it leaves some brothers or some young brothers and sisters in some form of depression because they don't have a number next to their name.
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell kids, when you're watching a Duke game, a North Carolina game, a Kentucky game, look at the end of the bench of that dude that's not playing. Right? And when he came out of high school, he had that letter, right, of intent, that scholarship. Those letters coming in going, I'm going to Kentucky. Yo, they love me. And then when he get there, he riding the pond.
Hey. And I'm telling you, and the funny thing is, 90% of those guys you just named was in the 83 draft. That's my year. We all rubbed shoulders, and then my senior year in college, that draft came out, 90% of those guys you just named, that I was messing with Stu Granger, Rocky McCray,
Sidney Green, all these guys. Yeah.
Those are my neighbors. That's my neighbors.
And Kevin Williams, he was 13 all city and still made it to the league.
Kevin, man, I tell you, Kevin was the most humblest guy I've met. And like I said earlier, when I visited my first college, Canisius, they said, look, there's going to be a guy at Kennedy Airport that played for Hughes, and his name is Kevin Williams. And that's when we first met, man, and we've been great friends to this day.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, how was your transition once you got to Rutgers? Because you wrapped college up, you did pretty well, you already signed your letter of intent, you knew where you was going. What transitions you had to make in college, and what adjustments did you have to make?
Well, the first thing was when I made the commitment to go to Rutgers, and they did come to the neighborhood. They did come to the house. So when the coach came to the house and met Mom and signed that letter, man, it was all good. But I committed. But, you know, I still held on to those 3 shoe boxes full of envelopes. So I want to still brag to my friends and show those other schools. But
brother, I do that every now and again. These are the last of the letters that I saved. You know, I wanted to keep like the written, right? The handwritten ones. Everybody gets the generic ones, right? You want to keep the ones that you know make sense. You know, dudes sending you Christmas cards and things of that nature.
Hey, G, you know what I used to do? Even though it was some postcard that was prettier than others and some envelope. I used to go to school the next day with the envelope like, And the guy be like, yo, man, ain't you going to Rutgers? Yeah, but, you know, Holy Cross, baby, Holy Cross, you know. But I appreciated all the love I got from all
That's
the
right.
schools, man, but I can't keep going without saying this, man. Rest in peace, the Godfather, Howie Garfinkel, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
5-star, yeah.
You know, in 78, that summer, going to Holmesdale, Pennsylvania, with Antoine Carr, Rocket Rod Foster, Sam Bowie. It was crazy. And that was the first time in my career I got a little nervous. Because when I caught that bus at the Port Authority and Garfield was in the front row, he said, hey, man, ride with me, sit up front. And he took me the whole way to Holmesdale. And we got off that bus, man. He said, listen, Rich, you stay in the big bunk, all the superstars. They stay in the cabin. I said, okay. And he had the bullhorn and said, everybody in the court in 45 minutes. So I go to the cabin. It's only for like 12 guys. It's 12 deep. So I'm looking around, I'm saying, okay, this tall cat from Pennsylvania, that's Sam Bowie. This cat, Rocket Rod Forster, okay. Couple guys from Dunbar, okay. Reggie Lewis, all Lamley, okay. So now we playing, and I'm saying, whoa. So now it took everything in me, and all the OGs taught me, and I can hear their voices saying, look, go hard. You got to go hard. And that was when the first time I was introduced to big-time basketball when all those guys from different parts of the country came. It was crazy that week at Holmesdale, man. It was ridiculous. So that was my introduction, man, and seeing all those college coaches, those polo shirts on, you know, UCLA, Duke, and rest in peace, Tom Kachowski. You know,
Yes, that was going to be my next question. How important was Tom, how was the atmosphere once y'all noticed he was in the stands?
It was like Abbott and Costello. Him and Howie had a routine. They had a routine. So Howie was a low talk. We all sitting down. He had about 1,000 coaches behind us. And then Howie would pass the microphone over to Kachowski and be like, and all he did was scan the whole crowd and name every coach by eyesight. And we be like this here. So it was mesmerizing. So it was one of those things, man. If you had one good day, and not even playing the game, if you had one good day doing drill sessions,
yes,
you got a scholarship. So that was my thing. I was good at doing drills and paying attention and you know, going real hard, because one thing the OGs and they would taught me, they said, Rich, listen, if you're gonna make it, you gotta have character. He said, you gotta have character. Because they looking at personalities. And I was good at that. I was good at personalities. So, you know, I play tough D and get up in them. I'm doing all the talking. So I stood out. So they taught me well. So there was one guy who followed me around 5, so I tell that story, man. His name was Art Perry, who wound up being my coach at Rutgers. But my first school out was UConn, but he was a UConn coach. And I think about a month before, you know, school started, he sent me a letter from Rutgers. And he said, hey, Rich, man, I got some bad news. He said, I'm not at UConn anymore. He said, I'm at Rutgers. I said, Coach, listen, man. I said, you my guy. I said, wherever you go, I'm going. So that's how it came to go to Rutgers. Art Berry, that's my guy.
That's dope. That's dope. So what were some of the things that you had to learn, you know, coming from high school, coming from Queens, that you had to adjust being in college now?
Well, the most important two things, like I said earlier, was personality and character. So I had that. So I was good from the gate. You know, my scholarship was protected because they weren't all good guys on the team. Even that guy who's in the bench. If he got personality and good character, he's going to be there 4 years. So I had that part of it. But my thing was, okay, I'm coming from New York. I'm all city, first team. I don't really have a chip on my shoulder. I'm a nice guy. I'm a teammate. So that first couple of games my freshman year, I didn't understand that it was a process where you had guys who were juniors already and seniors. You can't jump the broom, so to speak. So after my third, fourth game, the guys back home called me like, hey, Rich, how come they ain't in the game? What's going on? How come do they know who you are? And I'm like, yeah, I know, man. I ain't getting no burn. So I did something that I should have did. I called Luke Second up because that was my first choice also. St. John's raised me. I did the camp when I was a young kid, remember that? So I called Louis. I said, Louis, he said, what's the matter? I said, man, I ain't getting no burn, man. I think I made the wrong choice. I ain't happy here. And see, I didn't know that once you commit to a school, they pick the next guy.
That's right.
And that next guy was Kevin Williams. So they already had Kevin. So I didn't understand that. I just say, man, this Rutgers ain't for me. I'm going back home to Queens. I play in St. John. They love me there. My man Luke Second. That next day in practice, my coach called me in the office, and I was like, okay, I ain't do nothing. He said, are you happy here? I said, yeah, I'm happy here, coach. What are you talking about? I'm good. He said, well, listen, you're only a freshman. Your playing time's going to come. I said, coach, hold up. I said, coach. And I was a good talker, too. I said, coach, you got juniors, you got seniors. If anything, they got to pay before me. I said, I understand that. He said, don't worry about it. Your time will come. And then he said, Louis called me.
Now that go.
He said,
that coaching circle was tight.
I didn't understand the culture of fraternity. You can't take another team's kid without talking. He said, Louis called me. He told me you reached out to him. And I felt bad. I was like, But it all worked out, man. Because like I said, it was a learning lesson. And I started playing. Things happened. God made different moves. You know, the guy who I was playing behind my second year, Kenny Payne, got homesick. So he left Rutgers to go play for UDC, a D2 school back in DC. So that my sophomore year, it was my job, starting job. So things worked out.
So Kenny Page, where was he from?
He's from DC. So
yes.
So when I came to Rutgers, you understand also, and kids today got to understand this. When you get off that scholarship, you better do your research. Because back then, you just committed. You didn't know who else was coming. They might be 4 guards on the table. So I didn't know. I think I'm going to Rutgers. I'm going to start. I get there, it's like 4 guards. I didn't know. So,
and they telling you the only one. So we love you.
So all you kids out
there. You're the only one. You're the only one, baby.
Do your research.
You get there.
Hey, it's different. It's a different animal.
Yeah.
But you know, like I said, Kenny got homesick, man. He went back. And I tell you what helped me also was the ability to be a combo guard, which was important. Because there was guys on the team who were guards, but they were only shooting guards. And you can only play your one position, the 2 position. So by me learning to be the point in high school and the shooting guard, I got more playing time because of that. It was good.
Wow.
Yeah.
How tough was the conference back then? And it wasn't the Atlantic 10 at that time, right?
The Atlantic 10 my senior year. My first 3 years was the Eastern Athletic Conference. Right.
Yes.
I think we won that my sophomore year. Yes, my sophomore year. Then my last year, it became the Atlantic 10. But what most people don't understand, don't know also about Rich Brunson is that, you know, my third year at Rutgers, I had a major operation, okay? And I had a benign cyst on my lung. And that was my junior year where we all came in as freshmen, me and Roy Henson. So by right, our junior year was time to gel. So we started the season out 8-1. We were ready. We beat St. John's. They was ranked like, I think, 17th. We beat UCLA. They was ranked 3rd in the country. We beat West Virginia, all in like a 2-week span. So they was like, Rutgers is here. And after that 8th game, that's when I went down. I had the operation. It wasn't life-threatening, but it was one of those operations where I could have got it done at the end of the season. But having that strict mother, she said, look, I called my mother down in South Carolina. I said, Mom, listen, the coach said I get the operation at the end of the year. She said, oh, no, you don't. You get that now. So that was it. I played 8 games, missed the whole season. I came back probably one game, the NIT, played against my boy Steve Burt, Iona. And then we beat them. We lost to Purdue. They had the big boy Edmondson.
How did you do against my guy Steve Burt, Mr. All Day?
Hey, there was a couple guys that gave me a little heat my career. Steve was one of them. Steve was one of them.
Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas was one of them out of Hawaii. Yeah, he won it. 82, Indiana won the whole thing. Playing against Isaiah out of Hawaii. And you know MJ. MJ gave it to us a couple times. Michael Jordan, right?
Right.
And it was a guy.
So you went head-to-head with Steve Burt and Isaiah Thomas. And then you had to go head-to-head with Jordan, too, because he played the 2.
Oh, definitely. Well, Michael Jordan's first game at the Garden was against us. His first game ever. Rutgers, North Carolina, at the Garden. Well, back then, Dean Smith had that theory where, hey, listen, if you're a freshman, wait your turn. So
that's what you're talking about, being another horse in the stable.
Yeah, well, listen, it's a twist to that story. Now, Mike didn't start the first 4 or 5 games. After that 5th game, Dean Smith said, pull that thing up. Get in there, Mike.
Do your thing.
It was over. So that whole concept went out the window, man. Dean Smith changed all that.
Right.
Mike was incredible, man. So it was, but man, my freshman year at Rutgers, man, it was crazy, man. Being able to play against guys, man, who was older, and you see him in the NBA years later, guys like Kevin McHale from Minnesota, Trent Tucker, Randy Brewer, those guys, man. It was just tons of talent.
So many great players.
Oh man, it was ridiculous. The great Lowe's Moore from West Virginia, man. It was, and then you can't forget the homeboys from St. John's, man. Those guys were like, we played them sometimes twice a year, once a year. It was great. It was great.
Walk me through the best game you had at Rutgers. If you can take me through it, if you can remember, what was the best game that you had at Rutgers?
I want to say, now I wasn't a big scorer in my career, but I was top in assists behind Eddie Jordan for several years. But like I said, that 1 year off kind of threw me behind.
Right.
That junior year, I'll probably be top 3 right now. But anyway, I want to say probably the NCAA game, my senior year out in Hartford. We played against Southwest Louisiana. And I was MVP that game. And this is how you know I had a good game. I was MVP with 7 points.
Woo! Make some noise for that right there. Hold on, I gotta make some noise for that right there. That's MVP, 7 points. That means you definitely was the most valuable player.
No doubt.
And sometimes the most valuable player don't mean points.
There you go. Absolutely. It was a big game. It was a big win for us. Big win for us, for the program. And if you're following Rutgers now, they're doing a tremendous job right now with new coach Steve Peichel. But that 83 team was the last Rutgers team to ever win our first game in the tournament. But I think this year they're going to do it. They're playing good right now. They're in the top 25, so, I'm praying for them to do that. But all
right, let's go Rutgers. Yeah, Rutgers all Seton Hall didn't want to play us for some reason. Well, I was at Fairleigh Dickinson.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We'll play everybody else.
Hey, listen, you was there with Tom Green.
Let me tell you.
Those my guys,
Tom
man.
Green. I was there with Tiny. Let me explain something to you.
Yeah.
Tiny is, to this day, one of the worst coaches I ever had. Ever. Ever. And I heard he still hasn't changed. He was still allowing you right in your face and be dead serious and lying to you. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep it 100. Yeah. The very first game I started, I think I missed like one shot. I had like 25. Did we play against Delaware State? Or Delaware University, one of those two. And he comes up to me after the game and he goes, "You know we're not going to let you shoot like that again." I go, "Marco, we just won."
Right. I heard about that.
I didn't understand his logic.
Yeah.
Then he voted and went somewhere else, and then went somewhere else, and then now he's running scams out there. Who group? But salute to whatever you doing, brother.
They say he's doing a great job out there. He's doing a great job.
Oh no. Listen, this is all happened 30, 40 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago.
Hey, listen.
I want to get anyway. Long time ago. That was just my experience with Mr. Tiny Green.
And look, my other guys, man, that played there at your school, my little young boy, Charlie Robbins from New Brunswick.
Charlie Robbins is my guy. That's my real friend, yes.
And Damari Riddick.
Yes. He went to, and he was one of the reasons why I went to Phil Dickinson, because he was with me at Lincoln.
Hey, listen, man, Charlie Robbins went to a high school in New Brunswick called St. Peter's, man, and he used to come up to Rutgers, man, sneaking out of gym and play the older guy, man, the college guy. He was only like in the 8th grade, 9th grade. But he was one of those kids, man, that absorbed everything. And I'll never forget, it was one summer, man, I played in the park, and this guy up at me, man, and broke my tooth. So I ran to the hospital, man, and a couple of hours later, here comes Charlie into the hospital room. And me and him had a close relationship, man. He was my little young boy. I told him a lot. And I was like, he bought me a Sports Illustrated book. I was like, look at this young kid, man. So he was big up my man, Charlie Robbins, man.
No doubt. Y'all, he's training kids still to this day, man. That's my guy.
No doubt.
For sure. So, James Majors, right? Who played at Seton Hall.
Yeah.
This is lovely, great. He said from 83 to 85, they got $5 a day for meal money.
$5 a day, okay.
How much were you guys getting for road trips in the 70s? Oh, you played the 80s, right? 80s, right? Early 80s. How much you guys were getting at Rutgers?
I'm 79 to 83. More than $5, know that.
Yo, I'm saying these guys in the Big East. Carlissimo was stealing that money, right? This is crazy.
Hey, listen. I came at the right time, brother. Hey, look. Brownsville greatest Phil Sellers that came through there. And don't forget, that tournament game that we won in the NCAA, Phil was on the staff. So he was giving me some good information on how to maneuver.
Right.
So, you know, we did okay. I had a couple of alumni that you know, did the right thing by us. So
Right. But it wasn't $5.
Yeah, but $5. We on the road trips, I think it was, I can't really remember, but it was, you know, it was enough money when you got it, you put in your socks because you wanted to bring it back.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was good.
We got another Queens guy in the building, my guy Kenny Anderson. Salute.
Kenny Anderson, oh man.
For sure.
One of the best.
So,
the best.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Big,
so now, you guys, you do what you need to do at Rutgers.
Mm-hmm.
You guys make it to the NCAA tournament and win Rutgers' only game in the NCAA tournament. Mm-hmm. And hopefully it'll happen this year.
Absolutely.
How was your transition to the real world after you left college?
Man, well, first of all, you know, my last year, it was almost as if, like I said before, man, all my guys, man, that I grew up with, was playing with Sid and David Russell, Stu Granger, Rodney McCray, all of them, man, Greg Hines, Billy Goodwin. You know, I sat back, man, and watched all of them in the 83 draft. And I was like, man, I need to be right there. But it didn't happen that way. I mean, my junior year, like I said, I played 8 games, but I came back strong my senior year and took us to the NCAA 2 rounds. But it wasn't enough. So, but my guy, Roy Henson, he made it to the league, so everything was good. You know, I'm happy for him. A couple of years later, my guy John Battle made it there. But for me, it didn't happen for me. So as far as my transition, I was still trying to find my way out, that little depression for a little while. But I didn't take it to heart because I knew that round basketball, man, meant a lot, had different avenues. I knew that already. I had character and personality, so I used that to navigate differently. And now I'm coaching, but I own my own pest control company. Got a beautiful wife.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I thought that was very, very dope. I was reading down, and I was like, pest control. Like, it kind of threw me for a loop. But look, that's to show you the character, man.
I'm at the lab right now, man. So in my township, I'm the director of recreation, so I run this gym here. And 5 minutes.
That's dope, man.
High school, I teach special education, paraprofessional. I coach at Brookdale College.
I'm a special education guy too. That's right.
There's a lot going on, man. There's a lot going on. But like I said, I'm still meeting guys today from back in New York. But when my man Ricky said, Rich, you got to hook up my man Glenn because you can promote that college out there in Jersey.
Oh, we gonna do that in a few minutes. And I'm gonna give you all the time that you need.
No doubt,
all right?
No doubt.
And I'm gonna give you a little spot so I can take that and just promote that piece along with this interview. Salute to my guy, DJ Don DeMarco. I only listen to the radio when my guy's on spinning. I don't have a radio in the crib, so my guy, DJ Don DeMarco, is on spinning. I check him out, because that's who I keep in tune of what's going on out in these streets. Salute my guy.
Hey, Glenn, I saw you the other day with that 3-ball hoodie. I got to get one of those.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's company that looks out for us every now and again. And they're doing a lot of good things with the kids. And that's one of the reasons why I promote them, because they're heavy in the community with the kids. And also, we got those Game Over hoodies as well, because I'm sponsored by Game Over. My guy, Eric Hick, this is his own trophy.
Wow.
He's patting his trophy. Don't it look like us?
Yeah.
Look.
No doubt, okay?
It look like us.
Hey, look, man, anything that got New York Dust on it, I'm taking it, baby.
There you go. This is what we do. So we try to keep the community oriented, and I tell people all the time, if you see me put my cash app up,
yeah.
show some love, because only we doing is show love. We're not begging for no money, and we will have our own apparel soon.
Ooh.
Trust me. So when we're doing things like this, let me show you something. So you can't go on Nova show, and I'm not going to Nova show because you got some guys out there doing some great things. My guy All Things Hoop, my guy A Game.
Wow.
But I don't know if it's coming like this.
Yeah.
I got pictures here for days that I still got to get to people.
Wow.
Okay? So this is what we do here at Basketball Heads. Just a little something different.
No doubt. Feeling that. I'm feeling that.
And I'm about to show yours soon, all right? Because he did a great job with yours.
That's crazy, man. Number love. That's true.
No doubt. DJ Don DeMarco saying Coach Brunson, Southside Jamaica, Queens, and 40 Projects legend.
All day, baby. All day.
See? You have no idea. People showing you love. They're from the neighborhood.
We got that ISA legend thing going on right now, too, man. We ready pump things up, man. Trying to get a game at the Garden, Maxwell Garden. My homegirl.
I'm trying to get in contact with my guy, Pete Edwards.
I got his number, everything. I got his number.
We need to make that happen.
Yeah, I got you. We're going to do
For
some
sure.
games. Yeah, we're trying to get a game in the Garden this year, but they shut down ISA on us, so we're gonna take it either to Hilcrest or we're gonna take it to the Garden. Let me know.
You know, if y'all run out of space, maybe I can put y'all in contact with my guy Eric Hicks, who has the Standout.
Okay. We're gonna talk.
All right,
Talk.
no doubt. So let's talk about some of the players you helped get scholarships and other opportunities in basketball before we get to Brookdale.
Man, that list is long, man. It's a lot of guys, man, from different parts of New Jersey. You know, not more so New York. I've been in Jersey for a long time now, and I've been at this coaching game for a long time. So it's pretty much a long list, man. So the bottom line is those kids got scholarships, and but more importantly, man, they listen. And you got guys, man. I don't know, but it's everywhere you turn right now, man. Everybody's training basketball. Is that in New York? Like,
Listen, I'm not gonna. This is no knock. I'm having some guys up here. I had my guy James Hunt from California. Does a great job out there. My guy BG does a great job in New York City. And I'm having Jerry Powell on in March. Another powerful trainer. Now, yeah, I know there's a lot of trainers out there, but these guys training the regular Joe and the pros.
Okay.
And they're doing it the right way. So I don't want to throw too much shade in the ball. I understand what you're saying, because the era where we came from, we learned from the older guards.
Ain't no more of that.
And now they're different. They don't have that. Kids don't have the opportunity to go outside and play against the older dudes.
Hey, listen. For the books right now, man. It's the books. It's the education. So I don't care if you showing a crossover move or behind the back pass. Hey, listen. What good is that kid getting a scholarship and he ain't got the grades? It don't add up.
But I'm talking besides that, that's not the trainer's job.
Right.
Right? So the trainer's job is to train, and then we got the educators and the parents there to make sure that those kids are getting the proper education.
Hey, but
I definitely understand where you're coming from.
I'm like this. I ain't taking that money if the poor guy say, "Oh, S," I'm giving it back. It don't add up. I'm not gonna charge you all this money and you ain't on your kid going to class. It don't add up. Take your money back. I don't need it. So it's priority, and you gotta be disciplined. And this generation today is different, man. It's different now. Everybody got their eye on the prize. They want to get to where me and you been, but they don't want to work hard for it. And working hard means getting in that classroom, brother. Come on, you gotta have character and personality, man. So I'm just saying, we did a thing, me and my boy Eric Short. You know, we did something, man, about the basketball in New York. Was it changing direction right now, and why, and how can you fix it, and all that. It was like a 2-hour show, man. It was great, and pretty much there was no answer to it. And we all agreed it has to start in the classroom, right?
Yes, we have those conversations a lot. My guy John Arnold, Madison the Great, went to St. Francis College downtown Brooklyn. He said it starts with the parents. I spoke to Mo Hicks.
Okay.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Rice High School, Brandeis. Say, yo, G, we got to educate the parents. Because in our era, our parents had no clue what the hell was going on. Now, a lot of these parents are hip to what's going on.
Right.
And we start to educate the parents as well as the child, but you got to bring the parent in, because now the parent is the agent, the manager, the coach, the trainer, right? So you got to bring the parents in to make sure everybody understands the big picture.
No doubt.
Yeah. So now do you have any of the kids that right now, some of the guys that you put that are still playing professionally? Anyone that we can name?
I got my boy Quincy Dewey coming in town. When he come back, we work out at the college. We do some good things. Quincy.
Grady Great.
Yeah. Quincy he probably one of the best shooters I ever saw, man.
Grady Great. like, first he's gonna give you some buckets. And he was doing it with a thin frame. And,
he was
right?
he was the ball. And I mean, if you watch him, and if you were a student of the game, and you watch this guy who weighed about 106 pounds,
Yes.
if you watch him do that, the first thing you're gonna say is, how is he shooting those threes like that? So where's that muscle coming from? It's his legs.
Wow.
It's his ankles. So if you understand that part of the game, you just made yourself better. As far as
that's true.
So a lot of kids, man, when I train them, it's more or less like, listen, we're gonna train for a whole week without the basketball. I'm gonna sit here and talk to you for a whole week and just make sure I get inside your head mentally first. Because if you can't run up the court in a straight line and you crooked, we got a balance issue. Something's wrong. So it's the mechanics first and the mentality before you even roll the ball out. And the OG taught me that when I was 12 years old. They said, Rich, listen, if you ain't got the mental part of this game, you ain't gonna make it. Because when you meet that guy who's better than you, how you gonna act? You gonna shut down? Because when you get in that court at a jump ball, 9 out of 10 times you don't know each other. So everybody look at everybody's eyes. And you can tell a lot by a brother's eyes. You can tell a lot. So it's hey, listen, that mental part of the game is crazy. Look at the guys in the league now. Look at the Steph and all those guys. They got talent, but they got more of this. It's crazy.
Yo, my guy Al Rich said, yo, G, me and Rich have to get together. We are both from South Jamaica, Queens, and we both are in Jersey.
Al Rich from Rutgers, baby, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely. Say you definitely gotta get together, man.
Hey, well, guys,
so we want to make sure that happens, man. We'll make sure guys connect.
Hey, I started that pipeline in Rutgers, man. When I first came there, it's probably 2 guys before me ever from Queens. It was Jeff Kleinbaum and Phil Sellers. So I started that New York pipeline, man. All those guys, man, came through there for sure.
That's right, man. Salute, for sure. So let's talk about Brookdale and how long you've been there. And what's the goal now that you're on the show tonight?
To all my homies back home, hit me up because I need some players. Brookdale's a JUCO school with about maybe 11,500 students. It's located in Hilcrest, New Jersey. And trust me when I tell you, we get the best facilities on this side of town.
I see.
It's
very nice.
Yeah, you've seen it. It's like a miniature Madison Square Garden. It's a JUCO school. You come in 2 years and you fly the coop. But the idea is, if you come out of high school and you're not getting that scholarship, plan B better be better than your plan A. Because don't go to a school where you ain't playing. And definitely don't go to a D3 4-year school because you stuck. So the JUCO route is really a good thing to do. So we're located here in the Jersey Shore area, man. It's like paradise. It's beautiful. I love.
And what are you coaching? Girls, boys? Let them know.
I coach the girls. I started in 2015, 16 rather, and my 5th season. And this year I got a couple of girls coming in, man. It's gonna be awesome, and we're gonna do big things. I got one girl that coming in from Virginia, so I'm really starting to utilize my facility for the interstate areas like Virginia and New York and Baltimore, because it's the same situation there. If a kid ain't getting a scholarship in Virginia, he going to the local college. And here's the catch. Like 40 grand. Brookdale, you paying about 12 grand. Can't beat it. So financially, it's a good move. And you're getting a good coach, good facilities. And if you work hard, hey, sky's the limit. But I'm recruiting girls who want to really get after it. And my boy, the Brunson, over there, hostess, coach over there, he's doing a great job, man. He repeated, and I know I got a tippy toe on him because he those New York girls. But I'm
He getting them.
He getting them. And he got a 6'6" girl. I'm like, what? 6'6". But I tell you, Glenn, in my conference, you only need about maybe 2 or 3 good girls. And that's why I was in the chip 3 years in a row. I always had 3 or 4 good players, and the other teams had about maybe 1.5. But this year coming up, I got about 5, 6. So you know what it's all about. I'm good.
Yo, my guy Harold McClendon is assistant coach over there at Hostos. He was coaching at Mary Burcham when Epiphany was there.
Hey, Glenn, tell him he can't have them all, baby. There's only a 15-man roster, baby. Be something, man. Come on. Give me 2 girls.
Well, you got to connect. You got to connect now. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to make sure we put out there and let everybody know that Brookdale is the place to be.
Yeah, good.
I'm going to help you as much as I can.
I know that.
Can't turn my back on my New York City people at Hostos. But you family, you from Queens, and we got to look out for you. Make sure you straight.
No doubt. Hey, look, man. It's a city that never sleeps, that raised me. I can't go wrong. So I'm not even worried about it, man. I know too many people over there. And look, we got 5 boroughs, baby. Come on. If I can't get 3 girls in 5 boroughs, I don't need to be coaching. You know what I mean?
All right, brother.
All right?
Let's do this real quick. Top 5 players from Southside.
Top 5 players from Southside. I gotta go with Chiz. Number 1, bigger than life.
Who's that?
Kenny Anderson.
Chibs, number 1. And he said Southside raised him. He said he first learned how to play over at Southside, then kind of, going back and forth to left, right.
Hey, listen, I never been around that much, but we talked on the phone a couple weeks ago. You got the head coach job down in Fish. I know you're going to do a great job. But I was real good friends with him as a cookie. So I got to go with Kenny. I got to go with rest in peace, Dave Edwards from Jackson. I got to throw Rich Brunson in there. It's 3. And I got to go with my 2 homies, man. My 2 homies, Derek Hawkins and Tyrell Edwards. I got to go to the homies. That's your 5.
No doubt. Derek Chivas from around the way too, right?
Who?
Derek Chivas, Band-Aid.
Yeah, Chivas, Boo Harvey, all of them. And look, I think after I broke camp, I think that's when Queens blew up. It was like
That's true.
You got Mark Jackson, you got Skip Malou, all those guys came up, man. So my era was like, I put the pavement down. But those guys,
you put it down. You definitely put it down. And it's crazy that you mentioned Cookie because that's what Kenny said taught him how to play. Took him to the park.
Hey, look, Cookie taught him everything, man. Look, she never had his hand, hold his hand everywhere she went. And he was coming inside IS8, man, and shoot around. And we all knew. We said, yo, man, one day that kid gonna be it. And hey, look.
Wow.
And he did his thing.
That's right. Salute to my guy, Chips.
No doubt.
All right. Top 5 players in New York City history.
Wow.
Yeah, I knew this was going to throw you off for a loop.
You got to do that one, G. You got to do that. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you a combo. I'm going to give you a mixture of old and we're throwing some new in there.
Got you.
Number 1. I'm going with Joe Hammond.
Joe Hammond, the Destroyer.
Okay. You ready?
Yes.
Number 2. I'm going to go with Fly Williams.
Ooh. I never saw him play, so I just heard the rumors.
Number 3. Downtown, Tony Brown, 40 Projects. What we at, 4?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to throw some young boys in there. I'm going to go with Bigger Than Life, Pearl Washington.
Woo! For sure. He the one that kind of made Gene Waldron his backup. That kind of threw Gene Waldron's whole career in a loop.
Okay, that's 4.
Yep.
I'm going to say the best for last. And he's out here in my neighborhood, living out here in Jersey with me. Sweet Pea Lloyd Daniels.
Yo, tell Lloyd, stop running from the kid. He was supposed to come on here season 1.
I got you, baby. I got you.
Just tell him. Be like, yo, Pooh. He gonna be like, yo, y'all know. I'm gonna go in there. I'm telling you exactly what he gonna say. No, I got Glenn. I got him. I ain't forget.
He got one of my
kids. Tell him, be like, yo. Say, yo, Glenn said you stop sending him those Bible verses, man. I appreciate those joints. I know you get them too.
I'm gonna tell him to call you up, man. He actually have one of my kids playing with him. He got a little travel thing called Team Reborn.
Yeah.
He doing his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doing his thing.
Definitely.
Yeah, Lloyd Daniels is back. He's back, baby. Yeah.
That's right.
All good.
So, man, I'm going to let you get out of here. I want to appreciate you for being on the show.
Oh,
thank you for sharing your history, brother.
No doubt. Hey, man, look.
But before we go, I want you to save that.
Okay.
Before you go, I want to show you something real quick, because my guy made sure we back a few pictures too. I gotta get Charlie Scott picture done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Hey, G, real quick. Ooh.
Who that?
Ooh.
Who that, fam?
Oh, I gotta frame that. Wow.
Oh yeah, you better.
That is lit. Woo! Okay. Crazy, man. He told me, man, this was like the real ESPN. I'm glad I'm on this. Ricky told me.
Yeah, but ESPN don't do it to you like this. We gonna do it making sure the flavor is right.
It's the real ESPN, bro. He said, ain't no chaser, baby.
That's right. Basketball Heads Live. That's what we do, baby.
And before I go, quick shout out to my niece down in South Carolina, Phenom, Junior, Dawn Staley is all over her. Diane Coker.
Yeah.
Remember that
What's
name?
her name?
Cheyenne.
Say her name again.
Yeah, remember that. Cheyenne Coker.
Say her name. I didn't hear you. Say it again.
Cheyenne Coakley, South Carolina, my niece. Doing big things, man. Yeah.
For sure.
Love you, brother.
I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you, man.
Be good, baby.
All right, peace.